Raven is the tree baby that Pete gets pregnant with and then borns. What else happened on Round the Twist?
There's a fox ghost of some
Fox
kind.
There's the ghost man who lost his teeth.
There's that weird. No, there's that whole weird like other dimension that has like Vikings and stuff in it. Remember that?
Holy shit.
Confirmed, we've cracked the case, dude. We're onto your
Round
case,
the Twist
George.
is a parallel universe to Game of Thrones.
Oh, and they all escape into our world
Yeah.
And get real jobs and shit.
in Australia, and they just all move into a lighthouse.
They move into...
There's ghosts in the lighthouse of like. Remember, there's like there's like that room where all the instruments are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they hear the music and they all run up, but then they go up there and then nothing's happening.
Well, see, what happened is one of the...
I would be legitimately scared, by the
Holy-
way. Like, right? if
Paul Jennings, the guy who wrote all the books that
Yeah.
Round the Twist is based on, is actually a scribe from the Citadel.
Oh, dude. Dude. And what if, you know how there's that theory that, like, you know how, this is a different series, but you know how J.K. Rowling, like, had, like, a brainwave on a train one day, and that's how she thought of Harry Potter, and she basically figured out the whole story in that one train ride. And they said, and there's this, like, stupid thing that someone was like, because, like, the Harry Potter series ends on the day that J.K. Rowling first thought of the books. So, like, the final Harry Potter book is in, like, 97, and then she wrote Philosopher's Stones in 97 or 98 or some shit. And like, the theory is, like, Hermione, like, needed the story to be told, so she imprinted, like, the entire story and the entire, like, encyclopedia of the wizards onto
J.K. Rowling.
So what if...
what if it's all bullshit? What if she just found a book that's full of this like story and she just took credit for all of it?
Yeah,
Wow.
she's like, this is a good idea.
It's like at the end of Watchmen where like Rorschach handed the journal to the
Rorschach's journal. J.K. Rowling's journal. October 7, 1997. All right, so Samuel Tarley delivers a journal to Paul Jennings. And Paul Jennings is like, hang on, I've got something.
Cash in on this shit.
And then somehow sends it to George
Whoa,
R. R.
when did I
Martin.
write this?
It's like, it's brainwave. I remember being on the train on the airport line.
Okay, no.
like-
So Paul Jennings, George R. R. Martin is the same person. Confirmed.
Yes,
Yep.
confirmed.
Yep.
He's wearing a bodysuit.
Yeah.
Or he just let himself go.
We are onto something here, dude.
We're cracking the code.
Have you ever...
Soon the agents are going to show up. There's going to be red dots on all of our
Yeah.
foreheads.
They're surrounding the house right now.
Perimeter.
Tyler, you
Bronson is the kid.
Oh,
Bronson's the kid. He's
fucking hell.
Bronson. He bangs.
What was his? It was like Skunk Boy when he had like all
When he had the
Yeah,
real
yeah,
smelly
yeah.
feet
Yeah.
because he was trying to protect the turtle.
I think I tried to do that one time, like not wash my feet for like, but then it was like this is too hard to not wash your feet.
Ew.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I love Bronson.
Did
Maybe
you
I
do
want
what
to
he
be like
did?
him.
Did he put plastic bags on his?
I think I just stuck it out of the bathtub,
Okay, cool.
but it was
Yeah.
like this is too hard,
Yeah.
and I can't just bring plastic bags into the bathroom every time I want to have a shower. My parents will get suspicious.
They'll be like, why aren't you washing your feet, you weirdo?
It's. I used to when I was like really really young. This has nothing to do with Game of Thrones, but when I was really really young, like, and I used to go to the toilet, like obviously like just number ones, I wouldn't flush it for some reason because I was like, it's something to do with like saving water. So I
Yeah,
was
let
like,
it mellow.
I would just like take
Flush it down.
a huge whiz and then leave it,
Yep.
and then just like continue to contribute. And I would flush it off.
Did it just
like,
stink?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But in my mind,
I
No.
guess not.
so round the twist.
So Tyler, you think Davos is?
I don't
Azor
think,
Ahai?
but I think it'd be fun for him to be Azor Ahai. Because, okay, I got it here. Let me just get up my little criteria.
Yep.
Basically, so with the flaming sword and stuff, remember back in season 2 when Stannis had the flaming sword on
Jon
the beach?
Stamos.
Where is Stannis' sword at the moment? Sorry, in
Yeah,
both.
that's a good
of
question.
them. It's obviously it's with him in the book, but where
Probably
is it
just
on
on
the
his
show?
corpse.
Yeah, do they just?
He just leave his
Well, he
sword
doesn't.
there.
He doesn't
Alright,
ever
cool.
use it.
It wasn't a
Does
special
that ever
sword.
show up in the show that he's got the flaming sword?
He takes it out of the statue,
And he
Yeah,
leaves
but I
it
don't
at the
think it does
beach.
and then
Does
Remember,
it?
he sticks it in the sand at the beach, but then Davos takes it out of the sand. So then Davos has the
But
sword.
it's always just it's just like a ceremonial thing in the show. Like it's
Yeah, he just does a little.
Yeah.
There's
beach
never that
ritual.
moment where he takes it to the Night's Watch, where in the book and Aemon Targaryen's like, did you feel like that sword was warm in the room. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's
And he's like, no, it wasn't.
Lightbringer's supposed to
yeah,
give
be,
you
Heated
shivery
shit.
yeah,
timbers.
it's make you not warm toasty.
Make you
Snug
willy.
as a bug
Make
in a
you
rug.
willy,
And
Heat up
then
the temperature of your ball sack.
Yep, keep
he
going.
shall be born again amidst smoke and salt.
Yep,
And that happened when he got blown up by the wildfire on the
got high as
Blackwater.
shit with a.
Yeah,
Just
he got
blazed
absolutely
up.
cooked with Salvador San, his pirate friend.
I want Salvador San.
Where's he?
I totally forgot about
He's
that.
living the fucking dream. He's having a wonderful life, not
Yeah.
worrying about anything. Yeah,
Didn't he get him back?
he took him back to Dragonstone, and then it was like, "Fuck you, I'm not fighting for
Alright.
Yeah,
Stannis
he's like,
anymore."
If you want to go back, no, it's getting a little racist.
And then he was reborn because everyone thought he was dead,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm here now." And the bleeding star, which was the comet in season 2.
Yep.
And the final prophecy has Davos woken a dragon from stone. Well, yes, because when in season 6, when Melisandre had lost all her faith and stuff, she was wrong about Stannis and all that shit. And now she's seeing Jono dead. And then Davos comes along and he's like, "Oi, now pull your head in. You got to try and bring him back." And then she thinks she's failed, and she leaves the room. And Davos is the only one left in the room before Jono wakes up.
And
He's like begging and pleading and waiting for
the
please
power
return.
of a young boy's wish brings
Yeah.
Jon Snow back to life.
And Jono countering Mitch is like, Jono's not a Targaryen. If Jono's Targaryen, he's a dragon. Davos brought the dragon back from stones. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Davos is Azor High.
Mm.
And he's just living out, comfortable times. Just being a good guy.
Good stuff.
That's more of a fun one.
Another theory
It's
is that
interesting.
Ned isn't dead, that he was swapped out by a faceless man right before being executed.
Yeah.
And
Syrio?
then there's the Syrio is Jack and Hagar.
Yeah, I definitely think Syrio is Jack.
Yeah.
Hagar.
But yeah.
Jack
Maybe Syrio is the baby that you swapped
Hey.
out.
Syrio is the Targaryen.
Is the,
So,
is the
I
real
think-
Targaryen.
They already killed him.
In the books, there's the whole thing with young Griff and like him being
Yeah.
Aegon Targaryen the sixth. They didn't. They just sort of like combine that into Jon like
See,
a
that's
little
what's
bit.
like, I was like, are they saying that he's the Aegon that we saw with Connington and all that? Are we saying that that's how they're incorporating that storyline into it? Or are
Yeah.
they saying that his name is Aegon?
Also, like, why did
regardless.
she name him Aegon?
Yeah, pick something different, dude.
Come on,
like-
guys. Be original.
Why didn't she just name him John?
It's John.
Because John,
I want to
who
name
is-
it Aegon. She's like, we're naming it John. She's like, are you
No,
sure?
wait, no,
we
no,
talked
no,
about
wait, no.
this.
John was he named him John because of John.
Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird, right? Like, she's like, you want to name your son Aegon again? Isn't that kind of like
There's like
it's kind of a bad omen, man.
There's a lot of them going around.
7 Aegons.
you want to
dude.
name after his dead brother?
He's like,
Jeez.
it's a nice name. She was like,
But
why? And he's like, Aegon the Conqueror. He's cool. He did
Yeah.
everything. And she's like, oh, get over it, dude. It was 300 years ago. He's like, no. She's like, let's just call him fucking Gendry or something. And he's like, well, stupid
Hey, let's
name.
do
That'll
that.
never be important.
Bruce.
Bruce Targaryen.
What a fucking mad lad.
I can imagine he's like, his name is Bruce.
Disappears in a
by
puff
the
of
way,
Winnie
why
blue
did-
smoke.
So like, so Bran
Bruce.
sees that like Bran sees when Jon's born. He sees that he is
Bruce is born.
he sees that he is Lyanna's son. Blah blah blah. But he doesn't look into it any further than that. Like he's just like his real name is Jon Sand, and he's like, well, and then Sam's like, oh no, actually, like they were married and stuff. Like, why didn't you look into that, Bran? Like,
Yeah.
You were able to. Like, why don't you just
So
trace
it's-
back a
it's
little,
been
just
esta-
rewind a little
it's
bit
been
more, just get a little
established
bit
that
more of the
time
info.
passes the same time. Hey, like
Yeah.
the second you spend in
Yeah, yeah.
the green sea is a second in real life.
Yep.
Maybe you just couldn't be fucked. I don't know. He's like, I'm not sitting here
But just be
watching
like-
hours and hours of footage of Liana
He'd be
run.
like, "Oh, this sucks."
Yeah, like
No,
speed
but
it
I mean,
up, like-
obviously, he feels pretty strong about it. He's like, John's he needs to know about this sort of thing. Like,
If he felt
he needs.
if he felt that strong, he'd probably fucking tell him already.
Yeah.
So bullshit. Are there any other
I
theories?
think
I
I'm.
thought it would have been so, just as a little thing, I
Yeah.
would have been thought it would have been so cool. You know, in the books, like Bran goes back and like sees Eddard just sitting there like cleaning his
Yeah.
sword, and then
Yeah.
he's like,
he whispers
Dad.
to him.
and
Ned's
Eddard's
like,
but I thought that would have been such a cool, that would have been some quality, quality fan service to
Yeah.
see Sean Bean return,
Yeah.
just sit there and go,
See Mr. Bean come back.
You're not you when you're hungry.
awesome.
I want Rowan Atkinson in this show immediately.
He's the Night King, actually.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
He's bumbling around.
They call me Mr. Bomb.
So that's the other thing that I don't like about like how they've changed between the show and the books is in the show the way that his three-eyed raven powers goes is he learns to walk into different animals and then the three-eyed raven shows him how to walk into the trees into what are they called the weirwood trees and then through that he can see everything that the trees have seen.
Yeah,
and because like
it's like a network, basically.
yeah, so like when you go into the trees, you can see all of their memories and stuff like that. But in the show, they're just like, no, he can just go anywhere. I think they just like needed an exposition machine just to like.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But it's like, just, come on, it's cool because like in those, that's what happened. That's what like in the book you see Ned go down and like convert, like try to pray to the old gods and stuff like that, and he hears like the leaves rustling and stuff, and he like wonders if that's them trying to speak to him, and then we see like I think it's like there's a Bran chapter where he's learning how to do his tree powers thing, and then it's like the next chapter or one after that is Theon going down and like trying to pray to the old gods, and he thinks he hears his name, and then that spurs him to become more heroic and to save Jane Poole.
Gene Pool.
I always thought it was Gene because it's not. It's spelled weird.
It's Jan.
Yeah. Jan.
Jan.
Jane.
And there's also that one preview chapter at the end of Dance of Dragons that's for Winds of Winter.
Yeah.
Doesn't he hear a whole bunch of shit about the weirwood tree? And he's like, I haven't read in ages, but I swear he's about to be executed by Stannis of the weirwood tree, and some shit goes on with him or something.
The first chapter I think of Dance of Dragons is the scene with the weird warg dude.
Skins,
yeah, and then
six skins, bro.
And then in Feast for Crows, there's that whole like interesting shit happening down in Old Town, like where there's like the weird like assassin dude and
Alaris,
stuff.
like and shit like
But
that.
that's never touched in the show. I'm like, I want to know what that's about. Like, I want to get
It's
into
like
that.
unpaid, like the pig boy, like like what's going on there? Because we reckon it's a faceless man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like something. Yeah,
add
fuck,
more
dude.
episodes and
And then
explore
there's
all
like the
this
whole
shit,
like
guys.
black candle thing and shit.
Yeah.
Wow, I totally forgot about all the cool old town shit.
Totally forgot about how cool this series could have been.
How to be disappointed? Read the books.
Can you imagine if it was a budget thing? Can you imagine if they just asked everyone who watched the show to give them $5?
Everyone would do it.
Yeah, they'd probably give them more than just 5.
If it was a budget thing, just be like, that like everyone watches this show, right? We make so much money, and like by adding more episodes, we'll only make more money. You understand that, don't
It's
you?
like, this is business.
They're like, oh, you're right.
Hang on a sec. I'm firing my accountant.
I think they just like get nervous about like spending $1 million on each episode. They're like,
Just
I don't want to
don't.
do it.
Go
Like,
all out. Just fucking push money into this shit.
it's only
Well,
got.
apparently now they cost like 11 million to make or some shit.
Fucking
So,
hell.
like,
I think it's a mil per episode. But maybe that's just like on what they spend on like effects and stuff. But that's not including like
And then you have to pay the
actors.
people
Yeah,
and
exactly.
So at this point, I just fucking do it for free.
Yeah,
If I was Jon
Good
Snow.
exposure, guys.
Good exposure. some
very good
great-
exposure.
yeah.
You've already got the exposure.
Do you reckon anyone's gonna have any other roles again?
How do you mean?
Yeah.
As in, like,
okay.
Oh, like
you know how, like,
outside of their career.
you know what I mean? Like, you know how Rupert Grint and Emma Watson don't.
Emma Watson's doing a bit of stuff.
She does UN shit.